Goldie here again. Welcome again to my channel. Here you hear about my golden goodies, and today about a big golden goodie, the weight loss I had over 20 kilos. I say hello with my old saying, miracles happen every day, also for me, also for you. Never forget the little magic wand we have by everything we really wish from our heart. And today I want to tell you how I lost I tell you the first point, at least. You know, it was a long journey. It took me over 2.5 years because I didn't want it to go fast. I am not 20 anymore. I'm already 30, as I always say, and I didn't want it to go fast so that my body can keep up, my skin can keep up, and I didn't want things to hang down and so on. And so I didn't want it to go fast. I wanted to go steady, that I can live with it for the rest of my life and so on. So this was from the beginning on. 5 years ago, I had around 75 kilos and I'm 170 high. This may not seem so much, but for me it is much. You know, I was really chunky, you know, and big belly and, you know, I'm somebody who loses and gains totally regularly from the toes to the scalp. I gain and lose, you know. So very regular, very well balanced. And so I didn't want it to go fast. I want to find a way again that can last me for the rest of my life. I did every diet in my younger years, just to make that clear. From the pineapple diet over Hollywood, over Atkins, over you know, separated protein from carbohydrates and so on. I did everything, and I gained that weight, maybe through the maturing process. That was one thing, but also because I had some very difficult years, family death and arguing fights in the family, and this really, all of this took me kind of out of the curve, and I didn't care so much for myself and lost myself somehow and had my wine in the evening because I couldn't calm down otherwise, and some other problems with the company and so on. So many things came together, relational, family, my own stuff. Although I know it, I have this health diploma. I'm a natural hygienist. I have really huge knowledge in health and also scientific studies and so on. I know it. I can do it and I handle it, you know. But this one thing, this gaining, yeah, I had the 75 and I again made some diets, went 5 kilos down, made kind of you know, separated again proteins, much proteins or much carbos, whatever. I did everything, and but I didn't have something that really kept me going, and I was chunky and I didn't feel well anymore, and I always also had some little health issues. I knew that they came from that I didn't eat so well as I should and so on. And then now I tell you in this video the first thing. 5 years ago I put something on my fridge, and this is the exact paper I put on my fridge with a magnet, you know, here. This is a little thicker paper. I back then wrote it in German, and it says, I weigh healthy, tight, youthful 58 kilos. So this were for my 75, 17 kilos less. Today I have around 56, so I surpass my own goal, you know. And the funny thing, I had it sitting there on my fridge. This was my goal. With 58, this was in my younger years, this was my limit goal, you know. When I hit the 58, I knew I should do more sports or whatever was the reason for it, you know. This was my limiting goal to the top, my maximum weight. So this I had on my fridge. I don't know why I wrote it there. I just thought, I want to have those 58 again. My maximum back then goal, limit, my ceiling goal, you know. And I had it sitting there, and I didn't really believe that I'd make it back, that I make it back to the 58 kilos. I really didn't believe it, really. On top, I had aside this, I had a picture of a model with a very slim, you know, and in a bikini and the waist with whatever 50 centimeters, I don't know, very slim. And some months later, I took that away because this frustrated me really. It didn't motivate me. But this here, this paper, I let it hang there. And sometimes when I looked at it, I said, oh gosh, 58. Well, that would be nice to have it again. And then I shortly imagined, and this was not a plan back then. I wasn't in manifesting back then. I knew about goal setting and everything by my profession and so on. I did that often in seminars, also goal setting seminars. So I knew about goal setting, but I also had my experience with weight loss, the 75 kilos, 5 kilos less, then up again. And it was difficult, for me back then. And I saw sometimes those 58 kilos hanging there and thought, oh, it's 58. I kept my old designer clothes, the suits and the nice stuff. And I didn't throw them away. I didn't sell them also on eBay. No, I kept some things, and I thought maybe someday I fit into those again. So delusional. I didn't throw it away. And then when I saw those 58 kilos on my fridge, I thought, then I would fit into this old suit of mine, this old jeans. Oh gosh, and this blouse would fit again. I couldn't close my blouses, my nice blouses anymore, and I couldn't close them, and the buttons didn't even find each other anymore. It was, hugely open, because also I had gained a lot of breast volume. Oh gosh, yeah, really. I had kind of 90D back then. This was crazy. Today I have back my 75B. And yeah, this is something along this. So I sometimes seeing this on my fridge, I thought, oh gosh, that would be nice. Then this would fit again, this fit again. I sometimes did even little plans that I wanted to only eat whatever fruit and veggies one day and so on. But then it wasn't really consistent, Therefore, it was a kind of up and down. And this was my first move, seeing back now. And the one thing, that was really what my heart wished, I wouldn't even call it goal. This was something my heart, what still was in my heart, those 58 kilos. And then I started to not see it anymore, hanging on the fridge. I ignored it. My subconsciousness kind of blended it out. I didn't see it anymore. In the beginning, yes, and sometimes looking at it, it frustrated me. Sometimes I dreamt a little bit on it and thought, oh, if I had those again, I had that figure, and I could do this again and this. And so, I dreamt about it. Although my family, they didn't think I was too big or so. Nobody gave me a bad attitude because of it, but I didn't feel well. And then I didn't see those 58 kilo anymore. It hung there in the front fridge, not on the side, in the front. It stuck there, was stuck there all the years, and I didn't see it anymore. And then I had those 58 kilos in the fall last year, 2024. I hit those 58 kilos. And I didn't realize that it still is hanging there. I only realized it in December 2024 that this paper still was hanging on my fridge. I didn't see it anymore, but I'm absolutely sure that my subconsciousness, my inner world, my heart, always saw it. Always saw it. And then I put this date on it, Here, this is the writing underneath is the late thing. I wrote there, had it on the 28th of September 2024. This means this, right? And then I put the little Kleeblatt, I don't know the English name, charm on it, and I have luck. It's my luck. Then I put it on. But actually, the main thing I wanted to tell you, this was my dream. I put it on my fridge with a magnet, and I didn't see it anymore after the first month. And only 2.5 years ago, this I put on my fridge 5 years ago. And only 2.5 years ago, I kind of had it, and I thought, okay, now I want to develop something for me that fits me really well. And then I started to really go for it, to make up a plan for myself that I can stick to for the rest of my life without sacrificing, without feeling hungry all the time, just, feeling well, reducing weight, being beautiful and tight and healthy, and all of this. So this is the first step. I did, like I see it today. I didn't know it back then that this was one of my big steps, because, this model this totally slim model. I had in the beginning the picture of her on the fridge too. I took it down because this frustrated me, and I kind of never was so slim, twiggy slim, so I couldn't relate to that. But I could relate to my 58 kilo because I had that, and I knew how I felt back then, and what beautiful clothes I could wear, and how beautiful I looked in them. So, you know, not cheap, not, I don't mean cheap stuff like super minis, no, decent, wonderful, elegant suits and blouses and so on, and sports clothes also. I kept some sports clothes of mine who were really nice, and yeah, that I thought would fit also again. So this for now, this was the first real thing I did in my weight loss journey, and this I think was the beginning point of it all, to hang this on my fridge. And I swear, I did not see it anymore. I totally ignored it. I did not see it anymore. It was like not hanging there maybe after the first year. It was totally blended out. But my inner world worked with it. It saw it all the time. And then somehow it built up from there. Yeah. Better late than never, I say. This was my little journey. I didn't want to go it fast, to have it fast. I wanted to have it stable, consistent, and when I reach it, that it always stays with me and never goes up again. And today I'm on 56, and I want 2-3 kilos more down. So I have my old weight, and so I have a BMI under 19. Woo, woo, woo. So I'm officially underweight in this I want. I'm still not twiggy, bony or whatever. I have roundings, and I have little nice abs again because I do some exercises. I go out and do a little walking, jogging, and so I can talk about this next steps in my next videos. But the first big point for me, I showed you here on my little paper, the wish of my heart I had on my fridge. Yeah. So, see, miracles happen every day. For some miracles, we need every day to go a step further and to build up on it. But miracles happen every day. Also for me, also for you. Never forget this, never get frustrated. Your miracle is there, and you find your way through your little jungle. There is a way, and you can make it easy. It mustn't be difficult. It's possible. Feel courage. Never get frustrated. You can make it. You have a great body that serves you. And you get your miracle too. Okay? Miracle. Okay. I thank you for listening. And I wish you luck until my next video. Bye.